38 players returned for day 4 of the PSPC. They all had one single aim: make the final table. Griffin Benja managed to ride out the early swings.
Come on.
And a little bit of luck went a long way for Scott Baumstein.
You know, I'm the chip leader, but honestly, it's a little bit surreal right now. I feel very fortunate just to be here.
Dreams were crushed when Michael Robionek and Jackie Burkhart exited. But both qualifiers turned zero investment into huge scores.
It's been amazing. Best time of my life.
Now, 16 players remain. 3 of them are Platinum Pass winners.
Hopefully, I make it to the final table. I'm having goosebumps right now, just saying that.
Even for the established pros, making the final table matters.
No one's gonna get in the way of this one, and honestly, I think I won it more than everyone, you know?
It's a real big, beautiful trophy, and it's such a special tournament that I'd be incredibly humbled if that were to happen to me.
Only 8 will advance to day 5. It's time to decide the final table of the PSPC.
They don't want it with us. We want the whole world to see. But it's our time. It's our time. But they don't want it with us. See and you believe. But it's our time.
Hello once again, welcome to the Bahamas, hosting the biggest high roller of all time, the PokerStars Players No Limit Hold'em Championship. We're at the business end of this record-breaking 25K event. I'm James Hartigan alongside Joe Stapleton.
Hello, my babies.
And Joe, it's all on the line here. The race to the final table is on. And perhaps the biggest talking point, we still have 3 Platinum Pass winners in the field.
Absolutely. There's Mark Rivera. He won the EPT in his native Philippines to secure his pass. There's also Ramon Colillas, former personal trainer from Spain. He is sitting next to a friend of Andrea Cari's from Brazil, Pedro Padilla.
Well, all 3 have comfortably secured their biggest ever live result, and it has been a joy to watch these stories play out.
Yeah, absolutely, and especially the fact that if you make it to that final table, 6 of those 8 people are going to walk away millionaires. Now, there are a few people in this tournament that have over $1 million in winnings already, but I can guarantee you, no one is not going to be happy to win over $1 million.
Absolutely. Well, as far as the pros are concerned, Griffin Benja has been here before. He final tabled the World Series of Poker main event back in 2016. Kristin Bicknell has a number of major titles to her name, including 2 WSOP bracelets. But the man to catch is chip leader Scott Baumstein, and he has got almost 20% of the chips in play.
Yeah, he's in a great spot for sure, but don't discount some of the other players still in this field. You got Talal Shakurchi. High rollers are his bread and butter. It is not going to be an easy ride for anyone to make the final table.
A lot of talent in the field for sure. And after the redraw, here is the lineup at the secondary feature table. The biggest stacks belong to Jason Kuntz, Julian Martini, and Platinum Pass winner Mark Rivera, while Florian Duta is in the danger zone.
Danger zone!
On the main stage, we have chip leader Scott Baumstein, plus the other 2 Platinum Pass winners, Colillas and Padilla. Unfortunately for them, they are sandwiched between the 2 biggest stacks at the table.
No sandwiches for me, thank you. I'm on keto.
Blind 60,000, 120,000 with a 120K big blind ante. Action folded to Perot. He's out. Shakurchi passes. Ace-king for Louis Boutin.
Okie dokie.
Pretty committing raise to more than $1 million.
4 million.
And a committing re-raise from Griffin Benja with pocket jacks.
He ain't playing around.
The blinds are folded. It's back on Boutin, and it is all in to call.
I think he's interested in what's going on at the other table. Gonna wait till the last second. If he outlasts the player down there, he makes more money.
Well, players concluded at the other table. Bhutan is now all in, racing for his tournament life against Griffin Benja. Jacks are holding on the flop. Bhutan needs an ace or a king. Turn card is a 6. He still has 6 outs. Five on the river, Bhutan busts.
Good luck, Mario.
Well, Louboutin, you made enough money to buy yourself 100 pairs of you.
And Griffin Benja now has a stack of nearly 6.3 million. So the next player out is going to receive nearly $230,000. Remember, the final 6 all lock up more than $1 million, with the winner of the PSPC getting $5.1 million. Well, over to the secondary table, where Kristen Bicknell is in the big blind, facing a raise from Jake Schwartz.
All in.
She shoves and gets called.
If Jake loses this, he'll be eastbound and down, but not out.
Kristen is the player at risk with 32% equity. The flop is pretty decent for ace-8.
A 10 still sends her home.
Seven on the turn. 2 cards for Kristen Bicknell to fade on the river. She will double up.
Sometimes the worst hand wins.
Yes, sir.
She now has close to 2.5 million. As we head back to the main stage, where we have the 3 biggest stacks in the tourney.
Lucky us.
Action's going to start with Canada's Mark Perot. He's first to act. And he folds. Talal Shakurchi has ace-9. He slings in the all-in triangle.
Hey, account, please.
It's 1.8.
1.8.
And look who's got a lot of chips all of a sudden.
And a dominating hand.
Call.
Griffin Benja calls. Baumstein and Kalilas have folded. And the blinds are out as well. Showdown.
Domination Nation, and Griffin is on his way to busting one of the most accomplished players in the field.
The flop has 2 hearts. Flush draw for Shakurchi.
That's 50-50.
Is it? Yeah. Sounds about right.
It is about right. How'd that happen?
Turn card is the 6 of spades. So Talal survives if there's a 9 or a heart on the river. It's the 9.
Ooh, that'll take the wind right out of your hoodie.
Shakurchi doubles up. Griffin down to 4.9 million. Talal now playing 3.9 million.
Shorties be doubling.
Over to the secondary table, where Platinum Pass winner Mark Rivera is in a hand against Julian Martini. Martini's bet 875K on the turn with a pair of 4s. Rivera has kings.
Not really sure what Martini's trying to accomplish with this big bet.
Call. Call.
And we're going to the river.
Let's hope he has the sense to give it up there.
Jack of spades changes nothing. Rivera checks.
Hoping for another bluff from Martini.
I check.
No, he checks behind.
Good check back.
Mark Rivera adds 1.6 million to his stack. He now has close to 6 million chips. He was an engineer before he started playing poker, and now he finds himself playing in the biggest high roller of all time. Well, you could follow in Mark's footsteps and win your very own Platinum Pass. That's right, the PSPC is back in 2023, and you could join us in the Bahamas. Check out the description below to find out how you could win your very own package to the next PokerStars Players Championship. Here at the PokerStars Players No Limit Hold'em Championship, we have 15 players remaining, 3 of whom are Platinum Pass winners. For the other qualifiers, being knocked out of the PSPC didn't mark the end of their Bahamas experience. After a day of fun in the sun, many are back in the poker room playing an invitational tournament.
I'm busting him first.
This event for sure is the most fun I've had. It's great stuff.
And for Team Platinum's Benjamin Alvarado, it appears celebrations are in order.
Benjamin popped a very special question to Daniela this week here in our presence, so we wanted to congratulate them officially.
I loved her. I loved her reaction yesterday, and all was worthy because of that, because she was happy.
Wait, if you get engaged, do you get free champagne?
Apparently so.
Well, it's time to make this work marriage official.
Done. Well, we have just lost Christopher Johnson from the secondary feature table. He lost a flip against Julian Martini, and that takes us down to 14 players.
The Furious 14, let's go.
Blinds are currently 80,000, 160,000. In action, the main feature table is on Ramon Kalilas.
And that action should be fold.
He does fold. Pedro Padilla has pocket fours.
Well, we know a 4 is out. He's got 15 big blinds. This could go either way.
15 seconds to make a decision.
All in.
That decision is to move all in.
Well, he's got enough to get some folds.
Round to Griffin Benja, who has ace-jack.
2.4. 2.4.
Probably not enough to get a fold from ace-jack.
I call.
Sure enough, we're off to the races.
Pretty easy call for Griffin. Padilla's going to be shoving a lot of worse aces.
Pedro has a lot of support on the rail. He's the at-risk player here.
Brazilians love a good race.
The flop is King 7-5. 4s are holding. The turn card is another king, giving Griffin additional outs. There are now 12 cards which will eliminate Pedro.
Griffin just doubled up Talal.
And he doubles up Padilla. Big swing for Griffin. He drops down to 2.3 million. And Pedro has doubled up to 5.1 million.
Vamos!
And among his supporters is Team Pro's Andre Akari.
He's a very close friend of mine, long-time friend. His story is really funny. We had a poker team in Brazil. He approached our team to sell cell phones. And he was asking, hey guys, what are you doing here? I said, well, we are playing poker, man. I said, oh man, I wanna learn that. I wanna play too. He joined the team and we started to teach him. He learns a lot, like study a lot every day. He coaches people. He's an amazing player.
A Akari foi quem me deu a primeira oportunidade no poker. Eu fiz uma inscrição para o time dele. Eu acho que eu aprendi mais com ele sobre a vida do que sobre poker. E isso foi muito importante para mim, que continua sendo até hoje.
He won a Platinum Pass, so he's free rolling here. Like a dream for him, and I'm really rooting for him. He deserves that. But he's gonna get that. He's gonna take it to 5 million.
Andre Akari is so nice, he invited a door-to-door salesman to join his poker team.
Well, the action here is going to start on Pedro. He folds under the gun. Farajatin's out. Round to Talal Shakurchi, who has 6-4 off and raises to 340,000. Ace-8 for Griffin.
What's in the playing now, Talal? Like
3.5.
3.5?
Griffin now in a similar spot where Pedro was in the last hand. Not a lot of BBs.
I'm all in.
He shoves. Round to Ramon Kalilas in the big blind, who has ace-jack.
Unfortunately, he has Griffin dominated.
He doesn't have him covered.
Which would make this a pretty zesty call.
Yeah, he's on. Yeah.
Well, he wants a count. The reality is, it's all in to call.
We'll wait, though.
Okay.
There's the call. Talal folds. And here we go.
Not an ideal situation for Jaguar.
Kalilas, the at-risk player. The flop. Queen, Jack 9.
More outs.
Griffin can hit a 10 to make a straight.
Ramon's girlfriend, Nazreen.
6 on the turn. And Ramon hoping for a safe river card. Griffin Benja looking for a 10.
Try one more time.
Taking aim.
He misses again.
3 all-ins in a row lost by Griffin Benja.
Ramon Kalilas doubles up to nearly 5 million. And Griffin Benja is left with less than a big blind.
Bet he wishes he could use that DeLorean to go back in time.
Not going to be easy to come back from this. Well, over to the secondary table where Mark Rivera has raised. Action now on Julian Martini in the big blind.
Speaking of flying DeLoreans, it's the Back to the Future hand. Great Scott!
Oh, 8-5. Well, Martini is called. The flop is King 8-5. 2 pair for Martini. He checks.
What a sweet feeling.
Rivera checks behind. The turn card is an ace. Top pair for Rivera.
Heavy.
Martini checks a second time. Rivera might bet now, thinking he's good. Yeah, delayed continuation bet of 350,000. And a check raise from Julian Martini. 975,000.
This is a really strong line from Martini, maybe too strong.
Now we've got a weird situation here. Back at the main feature table, Griffin Benja could be all in. Remember, he's only got 115,000. But he's playing a few time bank cards, waiting to see if there's an elimination at the other table, trying to secure a pay jump.
Smart.
So let's see how Rivera responds. He folds.
Rivera lays down top pair. Come on, round of applause. I said round of applause. Okay, fine.
Back to the main stage.
Nothing left to wait for. Do or die.
Griffin Benja calls all in. Round to the blinds.
How much?
150.
150? 15.
It is not even a big blind. Will he get some protection from Padilla?
Pedro Raises to 550,000.
Chatton certainly has the chips, but I think this is a fold.
Just let me die for it. It's okay.
He does fold.
Griffin's got one last chance to win a flip.
I win this one, okay?
If only it worked that way.
I had a queen.
Don't.
There we go. Fours have been good to me before. I mean, it kept me in.
That's true, but they also beat you.
The flop is 6-6-3.
Okay. Like that 3.
3 makes it harder to be counterfeited.
Takes a lot to kill me, I'm telling you.
6 good.
6 is good.
9 of spades on the turn.
Spade is good. It's going to be above a 6 so often. Spade's good. I like that.
9 of diamonds.
No. What?
No?
I thought you...
Yeah. 9 of diamonds.
The river is another spade. Flush for Griffin.
You guys sit down over there.
Couldn't have written a better joke if I tried. Glad to keep this goof around.
Griffin Benja is still alive. Now with a stack of 550,000. Griffin Benja is having a roller coaster day 4 at the PokerStars Players No Limit Hold'em Championship. At one point, he was down to less than 1 big blind. But then, he quadrupled up versus Pedro Padilla.
You guys sit down over there.
So the comeback might be on.
This would certainly be one of the greatest comebacks in the history of the game. It's situations like this that are the exact reason I invented the phrase, all it takes is a chip and a chair.
14 players remain in the PSPC. Action here on Talal Shakurchi with Jack-10 of clubs. He raises to 365,000. King-9 off for Griffin Benja.
Well, I can tell you what Griffin's going to be thinking about here. He's going to be thinking about all the blinds and antes out there and the fact that Talal often raises light even under the gun.
I'm all in.
He shoves.
Ha.
Several players to get through.
Oh, I should have just called. Would have got me an extra 30 seconds.
Griffin still sweating those prize money jumps.
30 seconds probably won't matter.
Round to Mark Perot, who's in the big blind. A6.
Interesting spot for him. I think he'd be better off letting Griffin go broke.
Talal, feel free to use all your time banks if you have a tough decision. Maybe at least, maybe, you know.
I've only got 6 left.
Yeah, you're not going to use those things.
I've got to keep them. Might need them later.
Talal calls.
Good luck.
Thanks. Nice to be ahead in this spot from the under the gun. You know, like I was.
It's not often that's going to happen.
Yeah. Let's go. 2 in a row, boys. Come on.
Griffin at risk, but ahead.
Guys, if I win this one, will you cheer for me? Yeah. Oh, come on. There we go. I want to hear some Bombo. I want to get some.
Yes, get them.
To the flop. There's a jack.
Guys, where's my king? Come on.
Queen.
3 outs for Griffin. The turn card is a 7. He needs a king on the river. It's an ace.
Good playing with you, Griffin.
Yeah, you too, man. Okay.
Griffin Benja is our 14th place finisher. KO'd by Talal Shakurchi. Cashing for $229,700.
Not the comeback any of us were hoping for, but at least he got a bowl of fruit.
Well, over to the other table where Yanis Leparis is all in, called by Florian Duta. Leparis has got it in good with ace-10, Duta with queen-8.
Oh, how the mighty have fallen. Leparis used to be chip leader.
It's a queen-high flop.
Duta flops Guta.
The turn card is an 8, and LaParis is drawing dead.
Good luck. Nice playing with you. Okay, good luck to all of you. Take it down.
Cash is out in 13th place, nearly $262,000. Meanwhile, Griffin Benja is reflecting on his deep run in this event.
I think I lost 3 all-ins in a row there, and you know, that's kind of just how she blows sometimes. You know, I was really proud and happy with my play pretty much throughout the entire tournament, and you know, you got to win your flips deep in these things. You know, it was a wonderful promotion to give this incredible opportunity to so many players that, you know, never even get a chance to play buy-ins, you know, sometimes even in the 4 figures. So I think this was really cool, really unique, and I think it probably exceeded my expectations, yeah.
And he paid to get in.
Well, the bust outs just keep on coming. We have lost Jake Schwartz in 12th place.
When?
That means we are down to 11 in the PSPC. And the blinds are up to 100,000, 200,000 with a 200K big blind ante.
I've been saying it all along. This one goes to 11.
Action at the feature table is on Talal Shakurchi. He folds. Scott Baumstein with King Queen suited.
Chip leader standing by.
Raises to 400,000.
Chip leader's gonna chip lead.
Round to Pedro Padilla, who's got ace-6 on the button.
He's got about 18 big blinds. He should be in shove or fold mode. I think a shove might be a little too aggro. Scott will be opening pretty wide with all those chips, though.
Well, Pedro is not all in, but he has re-raised to 1.1 million.
That is interesting.
Farid Jatin folds the small blind. Marc Perot in the big blind also passes. It's back on Baumstein.
And I think I would have preferred a shove to a re-raise. Baumstein can just call this with all of his chips.
Plays a time bank card, extends his clock.
Well, Scott is out of position.
Maximum pressure as he shoves on Pedro.
King Queen suited, he feels like he's gonna have enough equity, and he gets a fold.
Wow. And that'll see Baumstein take his stack close to 12 million.
You hear that? That's the sound of 1.1 million chips falling into an abyss.
And here comes 16th place finisher Martins Adonaya.
I'm going to give you this, yeah? Because you busted me. And this, there's a platinum pass winner at the beginning of the day. And she wanted to make the final table. So she passed it to the person who busted her, passed it on to the person who busted them. I busted someone, and I passed it to you. So give it to whoever busts you, or if you win the tournament, keep it.
The heart will go on. As knitted and originally gifted by Jennifer Carter. This is the moment she was KO'd.
Broke my heart.
Sorry.
It's all right.
Tim Riley was the original custodian. Now it's with Pedro Padilla. At the other table, Jason Kuntz has 3-bet Mark Rivera.
This is a tiny 3-bet.
Rivera calls in position with the best hand.
Yeah, he'd have to call with tons of hands on the button.
Flop gives Kuntz a pair and a straight draw. He has the betting lead.
1 million.
And he continues for half pot.
And I'd say he is pretty much committed to this pot no matter what after this.
Rivera, 2 overs to the board.
Race.
Well, at least Jason Kuntz and Mark Rivera have lost their minds at the exact same time.
He makes it 2.3 million.
2 very decent stacks getting into a very unnecessary raising war. Kuntz has tons of outs against an overpair, and if he shoves, he might get some better hands to fold.
Plays a time bank card, reset the clock. Additional 30 seconds thinking time.
All in.
Kuntz shoves on Rivera. And Mark folds. Jason decides to show it.
You had the best hand. Congratulations.
He's now up to 10.5 million. He's contesting for the chip lead and arguably the least experienced player remaining.
Well, he knows how to get it in like a boss.
Back at the feature table, Farid Jatin has opened. Scott Baumstein folds. It's now on Ramon Kalilas, who's got ace-9 of hearts.
Exactly the kind of hand you want to defend your big blind with.
He calls, heads up to the flop. Ramon a slight favorite. Farid has 40% equity with 2 live cards. Wow, Ramon flops flush and straight draws, plus he still has the best hand with ace high.
This flop is so good you want to take it home to meet your mother.
Action check to Jatin.
Kalilas playing in flow, checking to the razor.
And Jatin checks behind. Turn card is the jack of hearts, nut flush for Ramon, and Farid has paired his jack.
This turn is so good you want to trap it in a terrible marriage. I don't know.
Ramon leads for 650,000. Well, as top pair, Jatin has a king-high flush draw, which is no good. He's actually drawing dead. But he calls the bet. We're going to the river. 5 of clubs. Not that it plays, but Ramon now has a straight as well as a flush.
Classic case of when did you like your hand, sir?
2.5 million in the middle. He bets again, 625,000.
I would like to see Kalilas bet a little bit more here on the river or go for a check raise. I think this size screams of value.
Wow, he gets a call.
What are you gonna do? Jatin had top pair and that river bet wasn't very big.
Kalilas tables the winning hand. And the crowd goes wild. The Platinum Pass winner now has 8 million chips.
Dale Ramon.
Eleven players remain here at the PokerStars Players No Limit Hold'em Championship, and a huge pot before the break has seen Spanish qualifier Ramon Kalilas take a big step towards making the final table.
Me llamo Ramón Colillas, tengo 30 años, soy de Barcelona, en España, y me dedico profesionalmente al póker. También soy licenciado en INEF, en Ciencias de la Actividad Física y el Deporte. Hace unos años estaba compaginando las dos cosas, pero llegó un punto que no podía hacer las dos y me decanté por el póker y hasta el día de hoy. Pues es genial porque nunca me hubiera pagado un torneo de este Ballén porque no tengo el barro suficiente para... y nada, encima si es gratis que tienes como una presión mucho menor y en este nivel me siento muy bien y tengo esperanzas de poder conseguir la victoria.
So if this guy didn't play poker, he would literally be a gym teacher. Huh.
Well, we are heading to the secondary table where Kristen Bicknell and Julian Martini have gone to the flop. And Kristen has kicker issues.
Oh, this is going to be a shame.
She checks the flop. Martini, that's 300,000.
Without some serious help from this board, this could be the end of Kristen Bicknell. 1.4 in the middle. She's got 1.38 behind.
She calls. This hand going to the turn.
Make no mistake, she is aiming to get it in.
8 of clubs doesn't change anything. Bicknell checks.
One would expect Martini to bet.
He shoves on his opponent. And she calls all in, and she is dead to a jack.
I do not think this movie is going to have a happy ending.
Julian Martini is a 93% favorite.
It's the kind of spot you dream about.
Kristen Bicknell has 3 outs.
7% equity. It's always coming 7.
It's a 9.
Good game. Good luck.
And we lose Kristen Bicknell.
Oh, thank you.
She is our 11th place finisher, cashing out for nearly 330K.
Good luck. Good game. Thank you. Sorry. I guess I can take this off.
So close. 11th is brutal.
And a not insignificant part for Julian Martini. He moves up to 7.1 million, more than 35 big blinds after eliminating Kristen Bicknell.
It was incredible, like to have 1,000 players for a 25K buy-in, and it was a lot of fun. Everyone was in good spirits, I would say, the whole time, and it was a good mixture of, I guess, like good fun poker mixed with good competition. So yeah, it was a really fun experience.
Well, as a result of Kristen's elimination, Farid Jatin has been balanced off the feature table and takes her seat. 2 tables of 5. We go to a single table when we're down to 9.
5-handed should mean some pretty wacky play.
Scott Baumstein with ace-4 here.
Seems like a fine hand for the chip leader to raise 5-handed. Remember, we're on another bubble. Every spot is another pay jump.
Baumstein raises to 400,000. King-9 of diamonds for Kalilas. He folds. Padilla has pocket 5s.
5s is a perfectly good reshoving hand.
All in. He is all in. Mark Perot is out. Talal Shakurchi in the big blind. Folds.
Can I have a count, please?
So it's back on Baumstein.
A hand like this, I wouldn't even say is on the line. I think it's below the line. I think this is a fold.
Scott doesn't agree with you, he calls.
I think he regrets it now.
Padilla better than a 2-to-1 favorite.
54.
Pedro's rail is ever expanding. I see Andre Akari's joined them now.
Scott's rail in the cheap seats.
He had 9 big blinds. Yeah. Why do I think that doesn't mean ace in Portuguese?
Sick brag, he knows Brazilians speak Portuguese.
Okay, let's run this. Additional outs for Baumstein. He takes the lead.
For the rail celebration over here.
Padilla can still survive. He needs a deuce 5 or 7. But it's a 9. Baumstein eliminates Padilla.
I changed my mind. It was a great call with ace-4.
Good one.
The Brazilian Platinum Pass winner cashes out in 10th place for $328,500.
Well, there's about to be some room on the rail.
A hug from Andre Akari, and the heart will be handed over.
Okay, to the next guy. All right. Nice playing with you, buddy.
Scott Baumstein now an even bigger chip leader. And with Pedro's elimination, only 2 Platinum Pass winners remain in the PSPC. We are down to 9 players. We are down to 1 table. Time for the final redraw of the tournament.
Congratulations, you all have just made the unofficial final table of the biggest 25K of all time.
So the remaining players will now take their seats on the main stage. The two Platinum Pass winners remaining are Ramon Kalilas and Mark Rivera. Both are big stacks, but the bad news for Ramon is he's got chip leader Scott Baumstein on his direct left.
Ugh.
Blinds, 125,000, 250,000. Action on Jason Kuntz. He folds. Julian Martini's out. Farid Jatin has passed. Queen 10 suited for Talal Shikirchi. And he's all in.
Time to go for it.
Pocket sixes for Ramon Kalilas.
Maybe just a little too low of a pair for this. Plus, he's got lots of players to act behind.
Lets it go. Scott Baumstein has ace-10 of clubs on the button.
Talal is dominated. He called it off with ace-4. I'm pretty sure ace-10 suited will be the same.
I call.
He calls. Let's see if the blinds want to get involved. The answer is no. Talal at risk and way behind.
Ace-10 of clubs. Talal has queen 10 of spades.
Yeah. Talal is a resident of Domination Nation. Scott and his fiancée, Heather.
He's got the best hand.
Big sweat for them.
The flop is queen high. Talal takes the lead.
Talal.
To the turn. Wow, what a card. Baumstein picks up a royal flush draw and now has 15 outs.
Just turn to royal flush draw.
Yeah. 7 of clubs, 8 of clubs, 9 of clubs, king of clubs, king offsuit, or ace.
There's a lot of outs.
The river is a brick. Talal Shikirchi doubles up.
And here comes Scott Baumstein to pay the piper.
How much is it?
2,775.
Drops down to 10.7 million. Talal now playing close to 6.2 million. Still nine-handed in the PSPC. Mark Perot and Florian Duta are both in the danger zone right now.
Danger zone!
Hovering around the 10 big blind mark. Action will start with Ramon Kalilas. He folds. Scott Baumstein's out. Rivera is folded. Florian Duta's got ace-king.
Year of Romania.
Hello?
He shoves for his last 2 million. Jason Kuntz has pocket threes, but lets it go.
Fair.
Round to Farid Jatin, who's got ace-jack.
Oh man, Duda's all in for only like 8 big blinds. Jatin is ahead of his range.
He reshoves, gets a fold from Shikirchi.
Nope.
And from Perot. Showdown.
Good luck, Professor.
Duta set for a double up here.
Once again, Domination Nation, and the nation is the year of Romania.
The flop has 2 hearts on it. That's a flush draw for Jatin.
What a start for him.
It's now practically a flip.
Duda's still a slight favorite.
4 hearts on the turn. Jatin gets there.
It's over.
Florian Duta eliminated in 9th place.
Good luck, guys. You played really well, man. Have fun tomorrow.
And the final table is set.
Good luck, Talal.
Yes.
Have fun tomorrow.
Final table bubble, Duda brutal.
He cashes for just over $400,000.
Well done.
It's okay.
You know it is.
Good payday for sure. Meanwhile, the final 8 will return for day 5. They will compete for the trophy and the first prize of $5.1 million. It's Scott Baumstein who'll come into the final as chip leader. He has the slight advantage at the top of the table, but the biggest story is the 2 Platinum Pass winners who've made the final table. Ramon Calinas from Spain and Mark Rivera from the Philippines.
I'm close to the chip lead, I think. Maybe 3rd or 2nd. Today is the best day that I played the tournament. Feels good. It's every poker player's dream to be in this final table.
Next time, we crown the winner of the PSPC. One of these 8 players will make poker history and walk away with more than $5 million.
All in. I'm all in. All in. I take the 4 of spades. You don't want the royal flush, just any flush.
I'm gonna need to get very, very lucky.
All in. Huh? Come on, that's unfair.